Good morning, everyone. I am Kyla de la Rama.
I am Jerry Emil C. Claros, and we are your host for today. Welcome to Faces of Resilience Exploring Bell's Palsy.
So, where we delve, where we delve into health topics that matter to you. So today, we're shedding light on Bell's palsy. So, what exactly is it? How does it affect those who experience it? What are the signs and symptoms? And who does it affect? And what can be done about it? Join us as we navigate through the complexity of this often misunderstood condition. So, for our segment 1, we have the Understanding Bell's palsy. So, Bell's palsy. It's a term many have heard, right? But what does it really mean?
That's correct, Kyla. Today, we're going to explore into the complex nature of Bell's palsy, breaking down back each one to reveal everything that we need to know about this disorder. And to help us on this journey of discovery, we've gathered a group of distinguished guests who brought a lot of knowledge and skills into our podcast.
Absolutely, Jello. So, from medical professionals who specialize in neurological disorders to individuals who have first-hand experience with Bell's palsy, our guests will offer unique perspectives that will shed light on this often misunderstood condition.
And as we embark on this exploration, it's important to recognize the significance of Bell's palsy patients and their resilience on this journey. By exploring into the complexities of Bell's palsy, we're not only deepening our understanding of the condition but also paving the way for greater empathy and support for those affected by it.
And prepare to journey into the heart of Bell's palsy as we seek to unravel its mysteries and empower our listeners with knowledge and insight. Welcome aboard, everyone. Let's get started.
To help us understand Bell's palsy better, we have Dr. Mandigo, a neurologist specializing in facial nerve disorder. Dr. Mandigo, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We also have Dr. Dungo, an otolaryngologist who treats disorders of the ear, nose, and throat. So, Dr. Dungog, thank you for being here.
So, my pleasure.
So, Dr. Mondigo, what does Bell's palsy means? Can you please explain it to us?
When we say Bell's palsy, it's a condition that causes sudden weakness in the muscles on one side of the face. Often, the weakness is short-term and improves over weeks. The weakness makes half of the face appear to droop, mouths are one-sided, and the eye affected is hard to close.
So, to add, Bell's palsy, also termed idiopathic facial paralysis or IFP. So, it is the most common cause of unilateral facial paralysis. So, it is one of the most common neurologic disorders of the cranial nerves, more specifically the facial nerve. So, this condition occurs when the facial nerve, which controls the muscle responsible for facial expression, becomes inflamed, compressed, or damaged.
I see. What are common signs and symptoms of Bell palsy?
So, one can have a mild weakness to total paralysis on one side of the face. So, occurring with hours to days, there would some instances that there is facial drooping and they are having trouble making facial expressions. So, such as closing an eye or smiling and also drooling.
Also, some silent symptoms is around is pain around the jaw or pain in behind the ear on the affected side, increased sensitivity to sound on the affected side, headache, loss of taste, and changes in the amount of tears and saliva produced.
So, what causes Bell's palsy?
Although the exact reason Bell's palsy occurs isn't clear, It's often related to having a viral infection. Viruses that have been linked to Bell's palsy are chickenpox and shingles, also known as herpes zoster, German measles, also known as rubella, mumps caused by the virus flu also known as the influenza B, and respiratory illnesses caused by adenoviruses.
So the nerve that controls facial muscles passes through a narrow corridor of bone on its way to the face. So in Bell's palsy, that nerve becomes inflamed and swollen, so usually related to a viral infection. Besides affecting facial muscles, the nerve affects tears, saliva, taste, and a small bone in the middle of the ear.
So for our segment 2, diagnosis and treatment. How do you diagnose a person that they could be having a Bell's palsy, and can it be treated?
Diagnosis is usually based on the symptoms and a physical examination. In some cases, imaging tests such as MRI or CT scan may be done to rule out other possible causes of facial paralysis.
So, Bell's palsy is not considered permanent, but in rare cases, it does not disappear. So, currently, there is no known cure for palsy. So, however, recovery usually begins 2 weeks to 6 months from the onset of the symptoms. So, most people with Bell's palsy recover full facial strength and expressions.
As for those who have Bell's palsy through a virus, the main goal for treatment is to reduce inflammation and swelling of the facial nerve. This is often done with corticosteroids, such as prednisone. Antiviral medications may also be prescribed if a viral infection is suspected. Physical therapy and facial exercises can help improve muscle strength and coordination.
So for our segment 3, living with Bell's palsy.
So, thank you so much for joining us today, doctors. Your insights have been invaluable in helping us understand Bell's palsy better.
Now let's hear from individuals who have experienced Bell's palsy firsthand. We have with us 4 guests who will share their stories and shed light on what it's like to live with this condition.
Hi, I'm Rilin, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my journey with Bell's palsy. Well, it all started with a strange sensation on one side of my face, like it was frozen in place. At first, I didn't think much of it, but then the weakness set in, and suddenly I couldn't smile properly or even close my eyes, which was such a scary experience to say the least.
So, Caroline, thank you for sharing your story. So, you're so brave and strong. Just how did you cope with the emotional aspects of Bell's palsy?
Well, it was definitely challenging, especially when I couldn't make facial expressions like I used to. But with the support of my loved ones and the guidance of medical professionals, I learned to embrace my journey and focus on my recovery.
Hi everyone, I'm Jaffel and I can relate to Rylene's experience. When I was diagnosed with Bell's palsy, I felt like my world was turned upside down. Simple tasks like eating or speaking became difficult and I struggled with self-confidence.
Jaffel, your journey with Bell's palsy sounds challenging. Can you tell us more about how you navigated through those difficulties?
It wasn't easy, but I found solace in connecting with others who were going through similar experiences. Support groups and other online communities played a big role in helping me feel less alone and more empowered to face each day with courage.
So, hello everyone. I'm Stephanie and I'm honored to be here sharing my journey with Bell's palsy. So, for me, it was the sudden onset of facial paralysis that caught me off guard. I remember looking in the mirror and not recognizing the person staring back at me.
So, Stephanie, Thank you for being here. So, what was it like for you when you first realized you had Bell's palsy?
So it took me some time, patience, and a lot of self-compassion. And I had to remind myself that Bell's palsy doesn't define me and that I'm so much more than the condition. Surrounding myself with positivity and focusing on small victories and following the treatments along the way helped me stay resilient and positive.
So, hi everyone, I'm Venus and I'm grateful for the opportunity to share my journey with Bell's palsy. My experience with this condition taught me resilience and the importance of self care.
Venus, we're eager to hear your perspective. Resilience and self care are indeed crucial when facing health challenges. Can you tell us more about how you incorporated self care into your journey?
Absolutely. So, I made it a priority to prioritize my rest, nourish my body with healthy foods, and engage in activities that brought me joy. It was Whether it was practicing mindfulness or spending time with loved ones, self care also played a role in my recovery journey.
So, thank you everyone for joining us today and for sharing about Bell's palsy and giving us new knowledge about this condition.
And to our listeners, if you or someone you know experiencing symptoms of Bell's palsy, always remember that you are not alone. Seeking medical attention and finding support can make all the difference in your journey towards healing. Thank you, everyone, and God bless.